What's up guys, TC here and welcome back to Starbound Nightly. And I know it has been a long time since our last episode. Please forgive me, but I have a very good reason for why there's been such a big gap in episodes. So today's episode is going to be broken into two halves really. The first little bit is going to be me showing off a couple of the new assets. And the second half is going to be me explaining what's happened and what the future of the channel is going to be. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. So first up, we have one new weapon, which is pretty cool. It's called a Hokuside. It's one of the new backer weapons, I believe. And I think this might be the replacement for the water sword, because when you hit enemies with it, it applies that water status. And it's got a really cool secondary. Charge up, smash it in the ground, and this like wave with bubbles comes out. You have to use it on the ground though, so if you jump, it doesn't do anything. And if you, so you can walk with it though, so that's kind of cool. So it's like that those hammers with the ground slam ability, so pretty cool. Up next we have, it's actually a really cool change, but it's not a new weapon. So you guys probably remember the Adaptable crossbow as that crossbow that can shoot multiple types of ammo. By right-clicking it, you change the ammo type. So you have default, you shoot the normal arrow. Right-click it, and you pull out a, this one's the explosive flame arrow. Right-click again, this one's the frost arrow, which freezes targets. Right-click here, you use the little stun arrow. Right-click again, now you've got the poison one. And so we all know about these four, and if normally we used to be when you right click it, it would go back and cycle around to the regular arrow. Now they've added in two new ones, which are really cool, so I was surprised because this gun was already really good. So these new ones are gravity up and gravity down, or I guess it's high gravity and low gravity. So you'll see now it gives off this kind of puff of smoke, and you'll see this one here when we shoot it, it actually doesn't hit enemies. So like if I shoot this at a guy, it actually won't stick in him, it'll go through him, but that's because it's designed to land in the terrain. And if you notice really carefully there, it actually kind of sucked me in. And what this does is anything near it gets sucked into where this arrow is. So you'll see I can actually shoot this in the ceiling and kind of stick to it. I think I can get my rabbit to float up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. It's pretty funny stuff. I can make him stick up near the ceiling now. And then it's got the second one. You right click one more time. And now this one's the, this is like the push away. So you'll see it actually pushes him away. That'll push me away. It seems to have a little bit bigger of a radius than the push one, or the pull does. But again, this is very cool because it affects pretty much all entities. So a good example of this is projectiles. So if we turn this beam on here, this thing actually is affected by this. So yeah, you can see it actually sucks the beam around. And it has some really interesting effects like that, where it can suck the beam around. And then if you turn on the, I guess the repulsion version or whatever, similar effect. But yeah, I can definitely see some really cool puzzles being made with this, with the ability to kind of control entities. So we're going to turn that off. And so the last bit here I want to show off is the new matter manipulator upgrade. This is a placeholder thing here, but it's basically where we're going to upgrade our matter manipulator. And so this is not what it's going to look like. This is just a stand-in asset for it. So essentially you'd open it and you'll see there's some text here. It says select an upgrade to view its costs and benefits. This will display a bunch of text and the upgrade that should wrap neatly into 3 lines at most. That's developer text. That's not what it's going to say. That's just kind of wrap all this into one, basically so they can develop it. This is like a first draft of what it's going to look like. Now, essentially you can see it's going to cost matter modules, and I don't quite understand what these all are. So we have matter proc unit. I don't know. Expansion slot. And I think that's how big your mining area is. Power generator, I think that's how fast it mines. And then optics, honestly I have no idea what optics is. I'm going to take a guess. In optics maybe it might add like a flashlight, maybe it'll like increase the range with which you can mine stuff. I have no idea what matter proc unit is. But yeah, so it'll be really interesting. And from what I understand, we're not going to be able to have all of them on at the same time. Last time I saw I think I saw a tweet about this from Ty, and he was talking about how you can kind of custom taper your matter manipulator to how you like it, but you're not going to have all of them. So maybe you'll have like, you might be able to upgrade it where you have like a super fast mining one with a small area, or maybe one with like a really, really long range. I don't know, I'm guessing, I'm swinging in the dark, but that's what I'm thinking it is. So I would look forward to seeing this upgraded sometime in the near future. And the last little bit that's coming on is they have, I think they've kind of, if you guys remember I was talking about a while ago, there was going to be a polish update. So it's going to be story mode, then followed by a polish update. And I think they've actually kind of done away with a separate polish update, because they've been optimizing the game a lot recently. So I feel like they're actually going to wrap the polish update in with the story mode. So because things have been getting really optimized, the game has been running a lot smoother lately. And that's part of why there's less content, like why I haven't been able to show as much stuff off, is because there's genuinely not as much new stuff, but they've been working kind of under the hood. So the game runs a lot smoother now. which I love it, and I know a lot of people. The biggest limiting factor for them is the fact that they couldn't play it even on their big bulky rigs. Starbound just wasn't optimized enough for them. So I'm really glad to see that. Now on to the next half of what's been going on in my life and why there's been a big gap. Part of it was because there hasn't been a lot of new content, and it's been hard for me to really muster up full episodes, in a meaningful way. I didn't want to upgrade or send out episodes that were just really small. So but the other half is that some of you may know, I'm not sure if I've talked about it before, but recently my dad was diagnosed with leukemia, and it has really made things difficult for me, my family, and I'm trying to be there for him. But as some of you know, I live down in Florida, and the rest of my family lives up north, which makes it very, very hard for me to see him and go home. So I have to take flights randomly home, and it's been very tough. And so what's going on now is I have decided that I'm going to move up north in about 2 or 3 weeks from now. And at that time, I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. It could be, like, ideally I can get into a new apartment within about a month of being there, which would give me the ability to kind of get back on my recording on normal intervals. And I'd like to do it also because I think the game is going to release in the next month or two, and I really don't want to have spent all this time building it up to not being able to be there on release. So ideally, I'll be able to get home, get my new apartment within a month or so, and just get right back on schedule. The good news is there won't be a lot of new content in the coming weeks because they're kind of polishing up everything for the story mode, and they're kind of it really just optimization at this point. So I don't think it'll be that big, but I do want to be here for to have my season 3 Let's Play on an official release, the final 1.0. And I know it may be a lot to ask, but I've worked really, really hard to get this channel off the ground, and I know I'm still a small channel. I only have a little over 2,000 subs, but I would like to really ask you not to unsubscribe if you can while I do this little hiatus. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to continue to bring the quality that I do now, and it's just sometimes life throws you a curveball, and you've got to be ready for it, and family comes first for me no matter what, and I'm going to take care of that first, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to come back with you guys and take care of things. So anyways, guys, sorry for the big sap story, but I just wanted to update you guys, let you know what was happening. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please rate, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later.